run your business like a business, run your wealth like a business. The first thing you need to do this is to know your goals and purposes. So if you don't know your goals and purposes, you're not going to keep pushing to build wealth. The reason why is you won't know why you're doing it. You won't have a motivation to do it. So you have to understand that it's not just retirement. Okay, do you guys want to know, like, in all honesty, as a wealth coach, when I sit down with a client, the client that I always know will lose and quit on their goals is the one that tells me they want to be wealthy and financially independent so that they can retire and not have to do anything. I already know that person is not, A, they're going to quit. They're not even going to make it. B, if they get there, they will hate the life they've created for themselves. They don't have a purpose. They don't have a goal. The guy that's like, dude, I want to build wealth because I have this passion and I want to start this business and give to these people and help these causes, that guy's going to get there, even if he's got less money than the first guy. Okay, so know your goals and purposes, just like in a business, right? Number 2, document successful and unsuccessful operating procedures. You're going to build your wealth over the long haul, which means you should have a portfolio that you pass along, and you should document how that portfolio works. Okay, writing down, what have I done that worked? How do I teach this to other people so that when let's say my trustee takes over, they understand the operating principles of this trust. They understand what's worked, what hasn't worked, and what I need to get rid of and what I shouldn't ever try, and the always and the never statements of this wealth portfolio. That's what you need to do next. Once you've got that, hire your family office. Okay, now this is an interesting concept. So back in the day, the term financial advisor did not actually come out till about the 1960s. Okay, before that, it was called a broker, and that only came out in 1933. So before 1933, there was no such thing as a broker, and there was no such thing as a financial advisor. Totally brand new concept, revolving around Wall Street, because think about it, it's a distribution force for Wall Street. So there was no such thing as a financial advisor. Wealthy people had what was called a family office. And this goes way, way back before the Rockefellers and the Carnegies, but Rockefeller was the one that popularized this concept of he would take all of his wealth and he would hire employees in-house to manage it. He didn't have a financial advisor. Rockefeller was the financial advisor. And he had employees, and the employees managed his estate for him. That's how wealthy people operate. So you will have employees. You will have executives. You will have staff. You will have people. You will create your own economy. That's why economy means to manage a household. It doesn't mean managing groceries in your budget. It literally means you have an empire and you manage it. Okay, when I say empire, I don't mean greedy, rich, everything is about money. I'm saying like you are whether you know it or not, you're creating one. It can be mediocre or it can be great, but you are creating one right now. And I'm saying your empire should fund your lifestyle the way that you want it to, and it should be inclusive of helping other people by allowing them to work for you. Like imagine like most people hate their jobs, A, because there's no purpose, and B, because their boss sucks and they're always stressed out, and C, because they're financially illiterate. So imagine if your job was to work for a company that was really just a wealth portfolio that had the purpose of the owner. The owner's like, hey, we're going to change the world with this. This is my legacy we're building. Like you could get behind this, right? Now, the second thing, your boss would never be stressed out because he didn't have a job. He was wealthy. He was financially independent. You would never have a stressed out boss. And C, you would never be financially illiterate because your job would be to manage wealth. As a byproduct of doing your job, you would understand money. That's the perfect job. If I had to pick a job, that would be it. Okay, so think about if you're the wealth, like the owner of the wealth, that's what you're creating for somebody else. That's the opportunity. When you think about, I don't want to hire people and I don't want to deal with that, it's too much work, you're being selfish. Okay, think about the opportunity you could give somebody to work for Carnegie, to work for Rockefeller, to work for these people, to work for you. Okay, so that's going to be the family office concept. Next thing is you need to have an organizing board. We have one for our company. You will have departments and divisions. If you have people, you need to keep them organized. We help our clients do that. It's an integral part of actually running a wealthy business or wealthy portfolio. Okay, so having that organized and then writing up descriptions of how things are done. Like it's a new concept, but there's a job description to pulling money out of your sacred account. If you don't write up the post and write up how to do it, nobody's going to know how to do it. So if I hire Billy and I'm like, Billy, I need you to manage my sacred account, and I don't give him a description of how to do it, Billy's going to have a bunch of screw ups. He's going to get fired. It'll actually be my fault because I didn't teach him how. Okay. And then the last thing here is you need to track all of your decisions by stats. Okay. Track all of your decisions by stats, meaning I've got stats on asset values. I've got stats on income. I've got stats on cash flow. I've got stats on expenses, all only for my wealth. It's all for my wealth. And anytime I make a decision, it's based on my stats. I look at if the graph for my income went up, how do I handle that? What should I do? Should I reinvest? Should I cut expenses? Should I try and push the income up higher? How do I do that? And how do I communicate that to my employee? Because I'm not the one doing it, they are. I hired them to do it. And how do I make sure they know how to do it? Because I wrote up a job description. And how do I make sure they stay within the way I would have done it? Because I created policies and procedures. That's running your wealth like a business. And I don't care who your advisor is. Nobody teaches that but us.